We are here today to try to hold banks accountable to keep renters in their homes and stop the devastation in our communities. We're fed up with the banks, especially U.S. Bank here, who has been illegally evicting renters and tenants. Communities are made up of people and not buildings.
Queremos decirles a todos que este es el inicio. Estamos acá porque ya no queremos que los bancos estén sacando nuestros ahorros, estén sacando a la gente de nuestras comunidades, de nuestros edificios, que están haciendo la renta más cara e imposible de vivir en nuestro barrio, y que este es el robo más descarado que están haciendo.
In a report released by the National Low Income Housing Coalition, 40% of families who lose their homes to foreclosures in the United States are renters. Since rental properties often house multiple families, renters make up a good portion of families that are being displaced. Banks continue to ignore the laws that protect tenants just because they can. Some laws that U.S. Bank has continuously violated are honoring renter leases. The law says if a renter has a lease, the bank must honor it. If they don't have a lease, they must be given 90 days before they can start an eviction. U.S. Bank is not doing this. They also have to maintain the building and keep utilities on. U.S. Bank is not doing this.
We were hoping to have Diane, the person who's dealing with all of these issues, here today, but unfortunately she had her electricity shut off and had to work to prevent all of her food from spoiling. Now I'd like to welcome Alderman Mell to say a few words.
We met with U.S. Bank on I don't know how many occasions, and we're told we'll do everything we can to work with you. We found a buyer. We found a buyer who was willing to buy the building at a certain price. The difference of the price that the bank would sell the building to and the price that the owner would pay was $50,000. The price was $50,000. The CEO makes over how many million? So now what happens? They said they will not sell it, they will not go lower than 50, they will not take the $50,000 haircut.
Move.
If they would, I would keep a building in my community with 2 involved families that have lived here for in the teens, who've got their children in the local schools. If this doesn't happen, I've got an abandoned building.
That's right.
And I guarantee you, within a year, this building will be vandalized, the copper will be stolen out of it, everything that can be taken will be taken out of it, and they will end up selling the building for probably $100,000 less than they could have if they could have sold it for $40,000 and kept people in my community.
My name is Matt Kennedy. I'm one of the pastors at North Park Covenant Church. We are friends with the Albany Park Neighborhood Council. We like being good neighbors with them and working with them. I have lived in Albany Park for 6 years now, and I've been banking with U.S. Bank for 10 years, and my personal experience was never anything to remark about, but then again I didn't have the misfortune of living in a place that was foreclosed. When I discovered U.S. Bank's practices as it relates to tenants who live in foreclosed buildings, my convictions were stirred to the point where I now face the choice to keep banking with U.S. Bank. Where I spend my money and where I do my banking reflects my convictions, and as a person of faith, as a person who believes in being a good neighbor, I can't continue to do that in good conscience while U.S. Bank cannot follow its own procedures in foreclosed rental units. So out of that, I have decided, my family has decided, that until U.S. Bank can get its house in order and take care of these people, until they can do the job, the work of being a good neighbor, I can't continue to bank with them.
Inquilinos unidos jamás serán vencidos.